Adam, a 1-1 draw at Tamworth, obviously disappointment at the end the way you conceded the goal, but overall, do you think that was a point gain now looking back on it, or was it 2 points lost?
Yeah, I think it was a good performance ultimately, and it's a tough place to go, but I think when you come that close, you always got one eye on the 3 points. That was, our plan going there was to come away with 3 points, and yeah, disappointed that didn't happen, but at the same time, give full credit to the opposition. They've got a real weapon there in their throw, and they use it to their advantage. And just the one time, just want to galvanise everybody because we played so well, and yeah, just probably one more long throw to deal with that we just couldn't quite deal with, which is disappointing. But in the main, good performance, and it could be a good point if we back it up with 3 this weekend.
Yeah, I've had a look actually at the other results over the season this morning as I was doing a little bit of research ahead of the weekend, and it seems as though every side has had difficulties in picking up regular wins on a regular basis, really, away from home. No side has managed to do it consistently in the whole division.
No, and I think that's the National League. It's a real tough league. From week to week, there's no easy game, and especially teams at home, some tough places to go. We've ticked a few of them off already, but still a few more. Look at myself that we've got to visit. So yeah, it's a tough, strenuous league, and I think that will be the norm throughout the whole of the season. I think you probably won't now, halfway through the season almost, to see teams go on a run where they're winning lots of away games, because the league is so tight and so challenging.
Since that game, it looks as though the players have been away on their Christmas party. Has everyone come back unscathed?
I believe so, yeah. No, everyone's all good. They've worked tirelessly up until this point, so it's only right that they sort of went out, and I think it's a good part of getting togetherness amongst the group and everything as well. So yeah, we left them to it, and everyone come back and train well the last 2 days.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you not get an invite? Have you seen the pictures?
I haven't, no.
You've not seen any pictures?
Not seen none, and don't want to see any, to be honest. That's completely over to the players. It's not. We went out as a staff and had a few drinks together, and the players, it's their sort of time really. They get a little bit of a pot together with fines that they fine each other for lateness and certain things and whatnot. So they get a bit of a pool of money together, and then they go out and enjoy it on Christmas.
For those who haven't seen, I think they were at Winter Wonderland in Hyde Park in London, all in fancy dress. I have to say, is there anything that Joe Felix can't do? He looked absolutely amazing as Super Mario.
Is it really? Oh, I'll have to try and see that one. He's a great lad, and that's part and parcel of it. Seeing people, out of their comfort zone a little bit, and maybe, putting on fancy dress will definitely help people come out of their shells a little bit, and I think that's what the Christmas party is all about. And just pleased to have everyone back and ready to go and working hard the last couple of days.
At the start of the Christmas programme, in previous years, would maybe say it was a busy festive programme, but I can never remember a festive programme that's really so quiet this season. So there's no really extra games. No,
I think the extra game, I think maybe is it League 1 and 2 play on that Sunday as well, so that then becomes really congested. But with us not having that, it's relatively normal as such. You play obviously Boxing Day on the Thursday and then play the following Wednesday. So the Wednesday to the Saturday will be the only real time that some players might struggle because it's a quick turnaround, but in the main there'll be no complaints. Real tricky run of games we've got, including Saturday, but especially over Christmas, some big games, and games for us to really look forward to.
So first on Saturday, it is Southend, reverse fixture from the opening day of the season. This team, I'm sure you would agree, seems to have come so far from none of us really knew what to expect that first day down at Roots Hall.
No, yeah, I feel you know, even down there it was a really good performance. We didn't quite take our chances on the day. I think Ollie was maybe getting up to speed with you know, the National League, and you know, we didn't quite take our chances, but a good performance and the real tough team to play against. They defend the middle of the pitch really well, Southend. So yeah, looking back on it, another valuable point that we got on the road, and it set up a start of a bit of a run for us. So yeah, it's a tough team to play against, and you know we've got to really be at our best to get anything this Saturday.
Yeah, the majority of their games have been really tight. They don't lose many, lots of draws in there, and don't score or concede that many either.
No, they obviously scored with the wide free kick against us, which we was disappointed with. But yeah, didn't give much away. You know, real, like I say, defend the middle of the pitch really well. Real tough team to play against. So I'm not surprised on their results. Looking back over the last couple of fixtures as well. You know, play some good teams and not give much away. So, yeah, a real tough team to sort of break down. We're going to have to be really patient. We're going to have to, like I say, be at our best. We're going to have to move the ball well. And, yeah, that's the challenge of this week, really.
But that's something you've been doing really well here. I think, is it 22 goals in the last 5 league games? I think something like that, isn't it? You've scored lots of goals here against teams from Yeovil who are in the playoffs at the minute to teams towards the bottom.
Yeah, we've gained a bit of momentum, and every team wants to try and gain that at home. You want it to be a tough team, a tough place to come to, and I think we've made it that over the last few weeks. You know, with our play as well, we played some really good stuff in that. So, yeah, bit of momentum being gained at home, and I think that's so important to keep us where we are in the league. You know, we're going to be reliant on that, so we're keen to carry that vein of form, but obviously know it's going to be a tough ask.
You've spoken about how many goals you've scored in front of the South Stand when you're shooting down that end of the field. Now, traditionally, obviously, York City have chosen to shoot that way in the second half. I know a couple of teams recently have turned you around, but I think you decided yourself, or Callum Howe did, at the last game to shoot that way in the first half. Do you have a preference? Do you know what's going to happen if you win the toss before the game starts, or is it just how the captain feels on the day? Yeah,
just how the captain feels, really. I think, you know, you can't have really any preference, because what if a team does turn you around, then you know,
it hasn't worked though, has it?
No, straight away you feel like you're on a bit of a back burner, so I don't make nothing of it really, and you know, I'm not really too fussed either way. It's obviously, if we're shooting towards the South Stand, then you know, it's an opportunity for us to try and get off to a good start and get some goals ahead in the game, which we've done. You know, but there's going to be times when we shoot that way and potentially are behind or not scored, and you know, we can't read too much into it. You know, we've got to stick to how we play. We've been, like I say, in good form at the moment. I think it's no coincidence that all the goals come that end when you've got all your fans behind you, and you know, obviously make a lot of noise come from that area behind the goal, and almost suck the ball in, it seems, at times. So you know, I'm not surprised by that, but you know, we don't want to make a big thing out of it. We're just gonna, whatever way we kick, we've got to, you know, make sense of it, and you know, not have any excuses.
How is the whole squad then, fitness-wise? Everyone available again from last week?
Yeah, we've had good numbers training. I think we had 24 yesterday and 21 today. So a couple of the Bill and Leon played, got minutes with the youth team again today. So yeah, good numbers training over the last couple of days. So yeah. Tough decisions. You know, some people coming back to fitness. Cam, John, Len, and Daryl been back in training, which has been really you know, good to have for the group, to have them boys back. And like I say, we've got already a good squad of players as well to call upon.
You've always spoken about it's probably going to be the new year before we start seeing those 3 players that you just mentioned. Is there any chance whatsoever that they may sneak onto the bench before the new year?
I don't think so. I think they'll all be pushing for it, Len more than anyone, to try and push for it. But we've got to be sensible. The type of injury that he's coming back from, and Len's age and that. We've got to be sensible there. But I'm sure he'll be pushing for it now. He's back training, and same with Cam John and Darragh. They both, really want to kick on with their York careers, them two, and keen to get out on the pitch. So we've got to be sensible. If there's a chance and possibility, we'll speak with Sam and Ollie and see what the right protocol will be.
And with January coming around the corner, we know there's always speculation about players, and it doesn't affect you for bringing players in, but for football league clubs who may come after your players, and other players then do become available in the football league. Are we likely to see any transfer movement in the next 2 or 3 weeks? I
don't think so, unless something
not
drastic happens. Not at the moment. I think the plan would be to sit down with Matt, Julian, and Mako and go through what that looks like in terms of we've got a couple of loans coming up as well, and if there's any potential areas that we need to strengthen in or whatever. So the plan would be in the early new year to sit down with them and go through and see where we are with everything. But at this stage, I can't see too much happening. Obviously, you don't know what other clubs are thinking with the players doing so well. I'm sure there'll be some interest, but we're not a club that are looking to immediately sell our players, especially our main players in the squad.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Hi Adam.
Hiya.
After that late equaliser against Hamilton on Saturday, do you have any concern about sort of the morale of the squad after that? Because it can sometimes be a bit of a late block.
Yeah, it can be, but I think you put it into perspective a little bit. I think if it was the other way round and we'd scored late on, then the mood would have been completely different, wouldn't it? So, but you'd ultimately still get a point at the end of it. So try not to. The lads are disappointed. They wanted to sort of felt they'd done enough in the game to come away with 3 points. Didn't quite materialise for us, but we've got to now put that sort of pressure on ourselves to make sure we come away with 3 points now at home, and then it makes it look a good point on the road. So I don't think there'll be any sort of hang up from it. Obviously disappointed, but it can happen with football. We learn, try to improve, and make sure we are better this weekend.
So have you seen sort of a response from the players in training then towards that late equaliser?
They generally always train really well and work hard, so not too much has changed. I definitely didn't see anyone feeling sorry for themselves because we didn't quite come away with the result that we deserved. If anything, it's a marker that we've got to work harder and improve in training.
Looking ahead to Saturday in Southend, Hartlepool manager Lenny Lawrence said that he believes that Southend are in a bit of a false position so far this season. Is that sort of a sentiment you agree with? Yeah,
like I said already, they're a tough team to play against. Defend the middle of the pitch really well. Got to be nice and patient with the ball and not try and force it through the centre of the pitch. And they're a good side. Got some good personnel on their side as well in their ranks, and definitely a team that I don't think anyone would be surprised if they make a late push for the playoffs. So, a real tough team, good management side. I think they've done superb with all the drama that's gone off the pitch. They haven't let that affect them, and worked hard to always either be in the division or be competitive in it. So, a real tough game for us to look forward to.
And what's your relationship like with Kevin Mayer? A very well-respected manager in this league.
Yeah, he is. We had a good chat. I know Darren Curry quite well, played with him at Brighton, so know him well, and had a good chat with Kevin after. Seemed like really good guys, actually. We look forward to welcoming them, and look forward to sharing a beer or two with Kevin after the game.
Looking at your team moves, George Kenworth, is he still? How's he sort of still got a setback?
Yeah, he's had a bit of a setback. He's seeing a specialist, I believe, today. So we'll know a bit more whether surgery is needed or not, just to clear the problem up. So it's been a real tough start to the season for George. So, you know, mentally he's got to get himself prepared for a bit more longer out, which is always the toughest part as a footballer. But I'm sure he's got good people around him. And, you know, we'll do all we can as a club to make sure that he comes back when he's ready, and, you know, if anything, want him to come back a better version of himself.
I just want to ask as well about sort of under 19s and how well they've been doing recently. It's 17 goals in the last 3 matches. I think it's 14 in the last 2. Do you still keep as much as a close attention to them as you did towards the back end of last season when like 4 of those players were promoted to the first team? Yeah, still
try to get to the games that we can. If it's not me, then it'll be one of the coaching staff, you know, going to watch and obviously relay how they're doing. So, yeah, it's obviously a tough one. The main focus has got to be on the first team and getting 3 points for them. And with a busy period, that's difficult. But at the same time, you know, we want to you know, look at giving youngsters an opportunity as well. But it can't just be a case of giving them an opportunity for the sake of it. They've got to earn it, and there's 1 or 2 that are doing well, and we've got our eye on. So, yeah, like I say, it's a busy period. The games ramp up with the FA Trophy as well in the new year. So, yeah, we'll keep close tabs on how them boys are doing.
And the first month or so that Clinton Donaldson's been at the club, how has he sort of settled in, and how has he sort of started to implement his role to the club?
Yeah, I think he's at the moment a lot of observing at the moment and getting out, watching a lot of games, seeing a lot of players, seeing who might be available for us come next season. So yeah, it's good to have around the place. Like I say, he's probably not impacted anything as such on the grass or anything yet. He's obviously watched a lot of sessions and stuff, and watched a lot of games, and see how his role is going to look come the new season. But yeah, he's really enthusiastic, and I'm sure he can't wait to get going.
And the last sort of thing from me, Dave's obviously mentioned the January transfer window approaching for the Football League clubs. Do you have any sort of concerns about them sniffing around your players, especially with, you know, how well York have been doing this season? And at that point, the conversations open up about offering players new contracts?
I don't think there's you know, there's anything to worry about. I think it's a sign of them doing well. If they're doing well, then there's going to be interest. That's football. That's the nature of it. You know, I'm sure that's going to be happening up and down the football pyramid, and I'm sure the interest will be there for our good players as well, and that's a sign of how well they're doing. So, yeah, we're not worried by it. But yeah, like I say, it's opportunity. Like I say, I want to sit down with the owners and Mako and see where we are with a few of the players, and you know, there could potentially be new contracts if we feel they're needed come January.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Hi, Adam.
Hiya.
You said after the game against Tamworth about taking chances. Is it too simplistic to say if you'd have been 2-0 up, that long throw wouldn't have mattered?
Yeah, that's it. But you know, that is the nature. When you are away from home and you get good opportunities, you've got to be prepared to take them. And if you don't, then you always leave yourself open, especially when you're up against a team like Tamworth, who do have in their armoury a weapon like they do with the long throw. So, I think we'd like to have dealt with the long throw better on that occasion. The one time where it felt a few of us got blocked in, and you know, we should have dealt with it better. But at the same time, the lads will take responsibility. They feel they should have, you know, put the game to bed as well.
It must be difficult for you as well, because you're coming out after you know, a battle, and you're giving your first reaction, and then maybe you're going away and you look at it from a different perspective, and you get the chance to review the footage. So I guess you must get a chance to reflect on that. Yeah, I do. It's hard. I think, you know, get so emotionally involved in the game, and then obviously your frustrations sometimes can spill out. You try not to let them come out in the dressing room all the time, and like I say, have a period of reflection and look back on it, and you know, and having done that, I think you know, the reflection is it was a really good away performance, and you know, I think we've played worse than that this year and come away with 3 points. So you know, we've got to
keep on believing if we keep playing like that, that we'll pick up 3 points moving forward.
Looking forward to the weekend. Southampton, we've mentioned, are probably in a bit of a false position. They've only lost 2 more games than Barnet, who are top of the table and haven't conceded in the last 3 league games anyway. How are you expecting them to set up?
Yeah, you throw me with the Southampton one, but Southend, yeah, obviously it's going to be a tough game. So. Yeah, expect them to set up. They defend the middle of the pitch really well, and don't probably not like a high pressing team, but the middle of the pitch they really try to dominate, and really well drilled, and don't come chasing and come out of their positions. They're very disciplined with their shape, so and they do it really well. It's a tough team to play against, so I expect them to be no different with us. We might have a lot of the ball, but we don't want to have loads of possession in front of them. We've got to really make sure that when we can play through them, we do it, and we do it with lots of pace, and we identify when we can go forward. I think that's going to be the key thing for us.
Yeah, sorry about that. You'd have stood a better chance against
them,
to be perfectly honest. With regards to squad rotation, I was listening to a Championship manager, and they said one of the problems with it is the players always want to play, and the fans don't understand why you're changing a winning side. Do you face those challenges as well? Yeah,
of course I do, yeah. We've probably got, like I say, 20, 24 players all wanting to play and feel they should be playing, you've got to justify why you might want to change it. I try to give everyone an opportunity, whether that be starting or coming off the bench, or you go on what you see in training, and also I think what we have got is different options. So there'll be certain games that will suit Dippo's pace and power for running behind. There were games where Ollie Pearce would be better coming to feet, and the same out wide. Actually, Nathaniel George likes to come and roam inside, and Joe Felix naturally likes to go on behind him, so that looks like a nice partnership. But there'll be certain games where you want David Adjeboy to stay nice and wide, or Tyree Sinclair. So I think within our structure we've got different options that suit different games.
And Ricky Aguiar really came into his element, didn't he, against Tamworth?
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. Obviously got man of the match when we moved him back to centre back here, and then his passing range from left back was excellent. Not surprised that they probably tried to stop that and shepherd the ball down the right hand side to start off with. That was probably a bit of their game plan at half time. So I think Malachi probably got a lot more of the ball than Callum and Ricky did first half. I think that's compliment to how well we played there.
Big crowd expected, obviously, on Saturday. Really noisy atmosphere. A lot of away managers have mentioned that, saying they find it difficult to get themselves heard. How do you cope with that? Because it must be the same for you, trying to get those messages out to the players. Yeah,
I think the opposing manager seems to, the goalkeeper seems to go down injured quite a lot against us, so that might be one way how they do it. We have our ways of doing it, communicating. Obviously, players on the near side, you tell them to pass on messages and stuff like that. But it's good. It's what we want. We want that noisy atmosphere. The players enjoy playing in front of it. Definitely enjoy being a manager in front of it. So don't want that to stop. We have to come up with ways to let the players know messages on the pitch.
Best of luck. Thanks.
Thank you.